Welcome to Lost Creatures Codex channel. Here are basic infos about several interesting extinct creatures. Beelzebufo was a giant prehistoric frog with a big attitude. It lived about 70 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period in what is now Madagascar. Beelzebufo could grow up to 40 centimeters wide, as big as a dinner plate, and possibly even bigger. That's why it's often nicknamed the devil frog. It had a huge mouth, a powerful bite, and a thick armored body. Scientists think it could eat almost anything it could fit in its mouth, including small dinosaurs. Beelzebufo was part of a frog family called Ceratophryidae, which includes today's horned frogs. Fun fact, its name means frog from hell, not because it was evil, but because it was so fierce and surprising for a frog. Pegomastax was a tiny plant-eating dinosaur that lived about 200 million years ago. It was part of the early Jurassic period and lived in what is now South Africa. Pegomastax was very small, only about 60 to 70 centimeters long, roughly the size of a house cat. What made Pegomastax really unique was its head. It had a parrot-like beak, sharp fang-like teeth at the front of its jaws, and cheek teeth suited for slicing plants. Scientists think it may have used its beak to nip at tough vegetation, and the sharp teeth might have been for defense or display, possibly even for eating insects. It belonged to a group called Petrodontosaurids, known for having different types of teeth. Pegomastax likely had a fuzzy covering or quill-like structures on its body, similar to early feathers. Despite its fierce-looking face, Pegomastax was a small, likely shy herbivore with a big personality in the dinosaur world. Pelagornis was a massive seabird that soared over ancient oceans millions of years ago. It lived from around 25 to 3 million years ago and is known from fossils found in places like South America, North America, and Europe. Its wingspan was truly impressive. Some estimates suggest it reached 6 to 7.4 meters, wider than a small plane. What really stood out were its tooth-like spikes along the edges of its beak. These weren't real teeth, but bony projections called pseudoteeth, which helped it catch slippery prey like fish and squid. Pelagornis had long, narrow wings, perfect for gliding over open oceans, similar to modern albatrosses. It likely spent most of its life in the air, only coming to land to nest. Chalicotherium was a bizarre clawed herbivore that lived around 15 to 5 million years ago. It roamed the ancient woodlands of Europe and Asia during the Miocene epoch. It could grow up to 2.5 meters tall at the shoulder and weigh about a ton. Even though it looked a bit like a mix between a horse and a gorilla, Chalicotherium wasn't closely related to either. It belonged to a now extinct group of odd-toed ungulates, more closely related to horses, rhinos, and tapirs. Its most striking feature was its long front limbs tipped with large claws, while its back legs were shorter, giving it a hunched, sloping posture. Scientists think it used its claws to pull down branches, eating leaves, fruit, and soft plants. It may have walked on its knuckles like a gorilla to protect those claws. Despite its fearsome appearance, it was a gentle, plant-eating browser, a peaceful giant of the prehistoric forests. Diplodocus was a gentle giant that lived around 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period. It lived in what is now North America and could grow up to 25 to 27 meters long, longer than a basketball court. This dinosaur had a tiny head, long neck, and an incredibly long whip-like tail. Its body was long and low to the ground, and it likely used its neck to sweep across wide areas to feed on ferns and other low-growing plants. Even though it looked huge and powerful, Diplodocus was a herbivore with peg-like teeth suited for stripping leaves from branches. Scientists think it might have lived in herds and could use its tail like a whip to scare away predators. Its name means double beam, referring to the unique shape of the bones under its tail. Moschops was a strange, heavy-bodied creature that lived around 260 million years ago. It roamed the dry landscapes of what is now South Africa during the Permian period. Moschops grew up to 2.7 meters long and had a thick, barrel-shaped body. Its most unique feature was its massive, thick skull, possibly used for headbutting in fights with others of its kind. It had short, strong legs positioned beneath its body, unlike most reptiles, making it walk in a more upright way. Moschops was an herbivore, likely feeding on tough plants and low vegetation. Scientists believe it had a slow, lumbering walk, but could defend itself well due to its size and strong body. Its name means calf face because of its bulky skull and short snout. Subscribe for more content like this. See ya!